making of this particular incarnation of 100th Window was probably only 6-7 months, which is obviously not a long time, but for us. But it was it was more complex. But we had a kind of a bit of a sort of thing going where it was happening quite quickly, and we were quite focused. So at the time when it was all starting to take shape, it wasn't a long. It happened over a short period of time, but there was a lot of complexity in the arrangements and in the things we were putting down. That we've used a lot of instruments, and we've been quite. There's been a lot of intricacy in the way we've arranged instruments around each other, around drum sounds. Normally before when we'd sample things and use sort of break beats, there'd be this kind of the thing about this one sort of solid sort of body going through a track, and it meant everything had to respond to it. And when you took it away, there was a gap there, And I want to try and create a bit more of a sort of like a sort of a proper relationship between the different parts, the different instruments and the beats, so they would respond to each other as you arrange the tracks a bit. I know a lot of people expected, when they realised it was going to be mostly myself and Neil because of what was going on with Mushroom leaving the band and G being unavailable, that it would end up being a real big guitar fest, really big, sort of very, very dark and very heavy. And I kind of, I suppose, being stubborn again, didn't want to prove everyone right, wanted to do something completely the opposite and do something a bit more gentle and a bit more sort of, I suppose, again, it's more intricate, a little bit more thoughtful than just using power to sort of convey emotion. So I mean, most of the fights that took place over Mezzanine were fights between me and Mushroom about the guitar ideas and about the new wave approach to it, as opposed to the hip hop soul approach. So I got over all that. We had that conflict, and there wasn't there on this record. I think that. I mean, when you've known someone as long as I've known Mushroom, as a friend, as a friendship, it's very difficult to sort of go through what we did and get to, and have to work without him again. It's always going to be hard, but I think that again, the hip hop or the reggae thing that is part of our history is always going to be there.